What's going on, y'all? Long time no see, for real, for real. I hope y'all been doing good, man. I hope life's been treating y'all well. I know it's been a while. I haven't not been doing nothing on YouTube, for real. Doesn't mean I ain't been doing nothing, though. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I still been working on art, as you can see. I got this right here. I have some other stuff going on. If you do follow me on my socials, which you should follow. Today I do want to talk about, I know you see the title, man. It's very, what's the word? Is provocative the right word? I don't think that's the right word, but kill yourself, man. And let go of who you is. Obviously not literally, obviously don't. And if you are facing anything, any thoughts of those actions, I strongly suggest, you talk to somebody, man. You're not alone. If you need somebody to talk to, you can talk to me. And I'll try my best to help you out. I understand how hard life can get sometimes, and I understand how the weight of the world can get heavy at times, definitely with different situations and different perspectives. But point being said, the meaning of killing yourself and letting go, metaphorically, in a sense of detaching from who you are, I feel like in order to truly grow as a person, which is something that you should want to do, you should never want to stay the same person. There's gonna be times when you're gonna need to let go. There's gonna be times, but every day you're gonna be evolving. Every day you're growing. Every single day you becoming a new person. You picking up new things. You learning new things. And in order to continue to go up, you gotta leave things behind. Obviously, physically, things ain't serving you no more. You gotta let go. People, things, habits, you gotta let go of that. But even yourself, it's very easy to hold on to who you once was. It's very easy to. It's because how familiar it feels. It feels comfortable. And nobody likes feeling uncomfortable, But that's truly that feeling of uncomfortability is what truly helps you get over the humps in life, to be ready for what's coming next. If you never let go of the things that hold you back, the habits that hold you back, the self, then you're not growing, man. You're staying stagnant, and you keep a mindset of trying to impress, trying to please, and that's not healthy, man. It's not good at all. Definitely, the older we get, you gonna one day, obviously, assuming not, obviously everybody's different, but assuming that you do want to have start a family, you do want to, achieve things in life, you want to make a living for yourself, you want to have a strong circle, you gonna need to be able to let go of who you once was. You can't bring your high school self into your marriage. You can't bring your middle school self into your business or whatever, into your new life, man. You can't do that. As much as you want to feel like you can't. And obviously, it's not going to just go away. It's those things that you went through. It's a part of you, man. It's a part of who you are. It makes you. You know what I mean? And when I say let go, I don't mean just ignore it and just block it out. I mean, take what you need from it and allow that to be the thing that, in a sense, when I say take what you need from it, I mean the lessons that you have learned from who you once was, mistakes that you have made. And one thing I do want to say is that's one of the hardest. That's one of the things that's kind of hard, is letting go of the mistakes you made. A lot of times you feel like you are your mistakes. Your mistakes make you, and that's not true. You make the mistakes. The mistakes don't make you. You know what I mean? And you got to be able to understand that, bro. Mistakes are always gonna be made, whether if you're, if you decide to let go or not. Even if you do learn how to detach from your old self, you still gonna make mistakes. That don't mean you some perfect human being. That's not. This isn't the guide to becoming a perfect person. This is the guide to being real, being true to yourself. When you hold on to your old self, you're not being true to yourself. You're trying to hold on and try to perform to keep an image. You don't ever want to have that feeling of trying to maintain an image, because image don't get you no way and nowhere. And sometimes in order to detach from that, you gotta kind of have the ego death. Honestly, I don't know how to really explain that, which I should do more research on, which I will, and I'll probably make that a whole video in itself. Understand that everything from yesterday, when I say yesterday, I mean past, and from now to anything from the past, that shouldn't make you who you are. Yeah, okay, it makes you who you are, but it shouldn't be to a point where it either fills your ego or destroys your mental or destroys your self-esteem. You know what I mean? So mistakes, accolades you accomplished, goals, all that, money you made, relationships, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? None of that really holds any weight of, it shouldn't hold no weight into fueling either or meaning ego and self-esteem, fueling or lowering self-esteem or fueling your ego. Honestly, ego or feeling like entitled to who you once was or once did, or the things you achieved, feeling entitled in anything, it's pride, bro. It's really just pride, and that's not really something that you want to carry. Obviously, we're human, so pride is gonna always be there. Like even with my art, I found like I have pride in my art just because I know I put in a lot of work in. But being able to direct that pride and not build an ego off of that, and being able to stay humble to a sense of where I'm not letting this be something that I like, oh yeah, like I'm doing this, you ain't doing that, you won't, you know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. But sometimes it gets hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially just like trying to move forward and being able to like letting go of the things you've done, or letting go of who your old self is. Especially when like it gets hard, because when you do that, you're not only letting go of yourself, but you're letting go of things around you, like I said earlier. And sometimes you have a lot of things or people around you that kind of fuel you into keeping you stagnant, and that's not healthy as well. You should always want to try to have people around you that wants to grow and wants to continually evolve into something new. And at the end of the day, there is no such thing as a prime. I hate that word of like, oh, I'm in my prime or my prime years. There's no such thing as that, man. You're always in your prime. Your present is your prime, and every day you're evolving. If you look at like, I don't know how old you was watching, but if you look at your teens, your later teens or early 20s, or you know what I'm saying, as that was my prime years, you gotta abandon that mindset, bro. It's kind of a negative, like condescending mindset to have, because it kind of keeps you boxed in, and keeps you in a state of mind where you can't be nothing more than what you already are. And that's not true. You can always change. You can always become new, no matter how old you are. That saying, new, like you can't teach old dogs new tricks, that's not true. If you say that saying, you're kind of limiting yourself, and you is becoming comfortable in staying who you are. If who you are, like, obviously when I say that, if you already have a strong sense of being and a strong sense of who yourself is, and you don't really doubt yourself, you don't really have, anything that blocks you from overcoming anything in life or overcoming your hardships or whatever the case may be, then, props to you. I'm proud of you, and I'm you know what I'm saying, God bless. But a lot of times people don't really got that. Some days I wake up and I feel like I got everything under control. I got my emotions under control. Everything, you know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable. I'm understanding of I can't control everything. Then there's days whenever I get in my head. There's days when I feel like I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I am. Or not in the sense of not who I am, but I feel like I don't understand what's going on. And in times like that, that's whenever you gotta be able to calm down, sit back, and just meditate on the fact of you can't control what you can't control. point being said, you are not your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you feel like you are your mind. You are the thoughts that are being thought of. When in reality, you are the person hearing those thoughts. You are not the thoughts. It's a saying. I can't remember the saying. Let me look it up real quick. But it's a saying, metacognition. Basically, it's where you think of the thoughts. And that's kind of where you want to get to. When you think of something, right? Say, I'm going to use this as an example. When I'm painting. This painting right here behind me. It's a red-tailed hawk. You know, I was painting it. It was turning out pretty cool. I was really liking it until I got to this part right here, which I don't like at all. I feel like it's kind of messy and it doesn't really... It's not how I wanted it. It didn't turn out how I wanted it to turn out. I could sit here and be like, oh, like I suck as an artist, this, that, and third. Which, you know, obviously those thoughts came in my head. And when I messed up, I was like, damn, I suck. I can't do it. Like, I'm not good enough to do this. And I might as well just give up. But instead of hearing those thoughts and absorbing those thoughts, realize those thoughts ain't really serving me no good. And that's whenever I realize that, I tell myself, you are good enough. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. This ain't nothing. All I can do literally is paint, bro. I can just cover it and just do it again and just learn how to do it. My nigga, we got laptops and all that. We got an infinite web of information. We can learn how to do anything. So instead of knocking yourself down whenever you do talk negatively about yourself, or whenever you do reminisce on mistakes you've made in the past, and you feel like you're a bad person for what you did, or you feel like you are worthless or you don't matter to nobody because of things that's happened to you, that's whenever you gotta sit back and realize those thoughts don't serve you. You must let go of that. That's your old self trying to keep you back. And you gotta realize that you are good enough no matter what happened. You aren't the mistakes you made, and there's always a new day. Every second that's passing right now is new. To really sit here and think about how life is, dude, it's beautiful, man. Like, yeah, there's a lot of bullshit going on in the world right now. I ain't gonna sit here and knock that. There's a whole lot of bullshit. I don't even gotta say that, cause you know. But I say that in the sense of yourself. You have the opportunity right now, to become anything you ever wanted. And you have the tools to do so. And if you don't, you do. Don't ever feel like you don't. So understand that there will always be a battle in your head. Honestly, if I'm gonna be real, it's always gonna be a negative thoughts that's gonna try to creep in. But literally all you gotta do is just sit back and just realize, okay, this isn't me. This isn't who I am. I'm not that. I'm not this. That's not what I've done doesn't justify or dictate my outcome or my future. You do. Not your thoughts. You do. Your thoughts can if you allow it to. But ultimately, it's if you allow it to. So sometimes you just really gotta be able to just be patient, man. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the world. Be patient with God. You know what I mean? And be patient, that understanding that everything's gonna come how it should. As long as you're moving through love, as long as you're, playing your part to become the best version of yourself, treating others the right way, and not moving through pride, not moving through ego, not moving through hate, not moving through envy or anything like that, or deception, things will work out. Now, if you're moving through anything like that, then you're gonna continue to see things. You're gonna continue to see things fall around you, and even yourself. A negative mind creates a negative world. Understanding it gets hard sometimes, and sometimes the days get darker. Sometimes the days are bright. Sometimes the days get real dark. I understand that, and sometimes you feel like you're alone. Even when you have a lot of people, there's times when you feel alone. Because at the end of the day, they don't understand. They know you, but they don't understand who you truly are. They don't know the mistakes you've made, the sins you've done, anything like that. Nobody really truly understands the way you think. Because at the end of the day, you have your own complex lives. We all have our own complex lives that we have gone through. We all have our own traumas that we are trying to heal from. And those traumas have shaped us into who we are, and positively and negatively shaped our decision making. So I understand there's times when you feel alone and you feel like nobody understands you. But I promise that there's people in this world that have gone through the same thing. There's about over 1 billion people in this world. And for you to sit here and say that, oh, nobody understands what you're going through, it's kind of like crazy to say, but it's not crazy to say just because nobody goes around. It's like going up to the random people being like, oh, blase blase, I got my car took, blase blase, God forbid. But in a just figuratively speaking, you know, it's times, you know, I understand how it feels to feel like you're alone when you have a lot of people around you. And that's moments like that, I feel like it's important to realize that you're not alone, you know? You never are, you never truly are. The feeling of loneliness is really a mental state, and it's really something that you kind of accept. If you accept loneliness, you will feel loneliness. It's okay to be alone, but it's not okay to feel lonely. And it's okay to be sad, but it's not okay to be sad and depressed and let yourself be there. Sadness can be addicting, I understand, but you gotta be able to pull yourself out of there, because it's only gonna lead to more misery. And if you let it will. So yeah, man. I feel like I kind of touched up on everything. Let me see. Check my little notes in my, you know what I'm saying, my little sketchbook. I did write down some notes on things I do want to speak on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I mean, I pretty much touched up on everything. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all did enjoy this video. You know, it's not long, but you know, I'm trying to get in the process and really get more. You know, there's a lot of things I'm going through. You know, I feel like being able to express that and give people an insight of what's helping me get over these things can help you get over your things as well. Forgive me if it's not like the most perfect laid out video, but if you did watch the whole thing, I appreciate you. You're real, and I really do appreciate you. I'm gonna try to be more active on here as I can. I'm gonna try my best to, at least. And if you're not already, follow my Instagram and TikTok. I'll be on TikTok a lot. That's where I really be on. I'll be doing live streams on there and everything. So if you want to catch me on there, I'm gonna have it in my bio. It's Kamar, but K4MVR, not just regular spelled out. And yeah, man, I hope you have a blessed one. If you're going through anything right now, everything gonna be smooth. Keep pushing through, keep striding forward, man. Everything gonna work out. And even when it feels like it's not, continue to move forward. Continue to do the right thing, you know? Continue to move through love. Continue to be okay to learn. Continue to be coachable, teachable. There's lessons in everything. And as long as you look for those lessons and absorb it, and you'll learn and you'll continue to evolve every day. But hope you have a blessed one. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch y'all next time. And I appreciate you for watching. Yeah, peace. Catch you next time.